Captain Adam here, Real to Real Outdoors. And with me today is Captain George Freeman from Freestyle Charters in Ludington. And it's a real pleasure to have George here. And George has kind of been a mentor to me fishing for, my whole career. So it's pretty awesome that he can join us today. And I don't know, George, can you just maybe give us a little of your fishing history and
Sure.
how you got to be where you are?
Sure. Hi, guys. Yeah, I started fishing Great Lakes fishing. I was a river fisherman, steelhead fisherman, and salmon fisherman in the rivers before I got started on the lake. And my father purchased a 22-foot Sea Ray, and he had the money. And I really didn't know much about Great Lakes fishing, but I kind of worked into his first mate. So he was providing the money, and I was supposed to provide the knowledge on the fish. So I started, looking at the magazines and stuff, and a lot of the press and a lot of the big fish were being caught out of Ludington. He liked fishing out of Frankfort and Manistee, but I kind of gravitated towards Ludington. And so eventually my dad kind of got tired of it. And so I bought the boat off him and started fishing out of Ludington. And sometimes it was pretty hard for me to get people. I was working at General Motors at the time, and I had weekends, and I'd take a lot of vacation time, spend it all up here fishing in Ludington. And it was hard always to find a crew to come up and maybe share expenses and stuff. So eventually I thought, if I'm going to support this fishing habit, I better find some way to make it pay. So I went and got a captain's license. And with that little 22-foot boat, I started running a lot of 2- and 3-man charters. And my business built up. I worked real hard at it and was pretty successful in catching fish. And so I ended up buying a 30-foot Sea Ray, which I had for a long time. It was the old Food John boat, and named it Freestyle. Still working at General Motors, but I had a pretty good arrangement there. We would have a shutdown period for a couple of weeks in July, and I would take a couple of weeks vacation. Then probably the last 8 or 10 years that I worked there, I would take a non-paid leave of absence. So it worked out good for them because they could hire some college help or something, and they were getting cheaper wages than what they were paying me, and I would get to run my charter service.